Woo, man, 6 people here already. What is up? Why does it seem like you guys can't hear me? You can. Yeah, it seems okay. Sorry if the snapping was super loud. Anybody out there who knows anything about audio knows that that's probably a bad idea. I'm going to go close my door real quick, and I'll be right back. All right. Welcome to Midweek Updates. I'm on call today, so if the radio goes off or I get a phone call, I might have to mute it for a second. We're going to go over a bunch of stuff because there are a lot of things happening. I'm going to go over the Google stuff first. We'll see what's in there. Also, the district did a huge laptop migration. So some of my stuff I got to log in, and I haven't had to log in a while. Let's see here. When we purchase caps and gowns through Johnston's, will these be available for pickup at the school? Yes. I think the last one is May 26th. Goodness gracious. May 26th is an asynchronous day. I don't know that we're doing any kind of pickup tomorrow. If we did, it would have been in the weekly message, and I don't think I remember putting it in there. When do students who submitted an application to graduate early get the confirmation? I'm not sure. I would email your counselor and check on that. What will in-person learning look like next year? Will things be as strict? Nobody knows. Probably lots of mask restrictions still. But I like to think some other things would be a little easier, but mask restrictions those obviously don't interfere quite as much. The eating restrictions are the thing we're going to need to pay attention to. Will there be another sign-up opening for the virtual academy? My understanding is no, there will not be. I keep looking at the microphone like it's a camera, and it's not. The camera's here. Is a specific score on the ACT, SAT required to graduate? Absolutely not. In fact, you don't even have to take those tests to graduate. The state gives every student the ACT at no charge in case students want to go to college and don't necessarily have the funds to pay for that exam on their own. But a general ACT and SAT are used for college applications. Is it confirmed that EOC finals, like in first semester, will only help you, not hurt you? I don't know if that's official, but I can call and ask that question here in just a second. If a student is required to take an EOC in June, but does not ask for a medical exemption and fails to turn out for the in-person exam, what will appear on their transcript? I'm unsure. I think they still get the grade for the class, but not having the testing marker might. So there's two things that happen. One is you take the test and you get a score, and the other thing is you take the test and you get what's called a testing marker. So the state has rules about every student must take, like for Math 1, every student has to take Math 1, the Math 1 EOC, before being promoted to 11th grade. And they have to take biology and English 2 before being promoted to 12th grade. And so if you are missing that marker, there might be some other consequences in terms of driver's eligibility and things like that. What time should students arrive to school for the PSAT Thursday? We'll call and get that answer too. Can you speak to summer school? We're going to talk about summer school. Can families opt in for a course that a student struggled with, didn't pass, or barely passed without any mastery? Yes. Now, there's two things to remember. We have two different programs. We're going to spend a lot of time. I'm going to try and get some people in here who know a lot more about the summer school stuff than I do, but we'll go through it. Sorry, that's the first coffee I've had today, so hopefully we'll get better. Okay, so we're going to call and confirm testing and arrival for PSAT. I think arrival for PSAT is still, I think the PSAT is going to start at 7:30. Also, if you've got questions out there, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll just keep on rolling in case I get called away on the radio. So yeah, I'm gonna PSAT arrival. You're gonna arrive like it's a regular school day because we're gonna try and get that test started about 7:30. Mr. Kane's putting in here that the test score is the average of the 2 quarter grades if they don't show up, which is actually different mathematically than if it just didn't count, because then you'd average them and then add that in for 20%. So I need to clarify on that. We'll get that one next week for sure. Okay, so summer school, and this is there's 2 things. We've had summer school for a long time. It's like summer school, credit recovery summer school. If a student failed a class and they want to recover that credit so they don't have to retake it the next year, they can take credit recovery summer school and earn those credits. It doesn't change their GPA. It doesn't give them any extra instruction towards the next level of the course. It just gives them an opportunity to demonstrate enough mastery to get the credit for the course for graduation purposes. Then the new thing this year that is legislated by the state is the Summer Extended Learning Program. We are going to put some stuff up on the website today. Registration, I think, closes on the 14th, but I believe we can also pre-ACT arrival is was 6:55. Yeah, we want to start the test at 7:30. So don't get here at 7:30. You want to get here like normal. Get here between 6:55 and 7:15. The Summer Extended Learning Program is a program for rising 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. So even current 8th graders who will come here next year can come to the Summer Learning Program. Hello, quick question. PSAT arrival, you're going to try and start at 7:30, so we want students here between 6:55 and 7:15. Yeah, and then how will students know where they're going? Okay, so students taking the pre-ACT tomorrow will get an email from Ms. Sanchez in just a little bit with specifics of where to be tomorrow. So tell them to check their student email for that. Off the top of your head, Mr. Kane put it in here, so I think it is official. Like, we have communicated to parents now that do exams count or no? They do count. The EOC does count if they take it. Okay. Cannot hurt their grade. Got it. What if they don't take it? For the exam grade. Okay. Right on. We went over that. We'll finalize that for next week, but I think we got okay. That's awesome. Thank you. Summer extended learning. I'm going to let Mr. Ship come in here and talk about our traditional summer school, but summer extended learning is pretty flexible. Students can come for just the class they're looking for some extra help on. If that's math or if it's in English or if it's in history, they can just show up for that class if they want. Again, there's going to be a lot more details coming out. But it's a really nice opportunity to be here, to be with people in person. Literally, one of the goals is to counteract the negative effects of COVID-19. So like a large part of the program is just getting kids a chance to connect. So I hesitate to use the word summer camp, but that is kind of what they're going for. And Patton, who's dressed up for Surfer Day today, which you can't see the bottom half, that's probably for the best, but I can show you my flippy floppies, is excited about summer camp. I did summer camp for many years, was camp counselor. I'm about that life. So anyway, yes, you'll see more information about that on the website today, probably by lunch. And remember, there's credit recovery, which is you're going to come in, you're going to take classes, and there are 9 criteria you have to meet to be eligible for that summer school. The summer learning experience is open to any student. We do have some priority options in terms of students that we want to invite to give them the opportunity, but it should be open to everybody who is interested. With that being said, here is Mr. Ship to talk to you a little bit more about both of them. Oh, great. So he has way better information than I do, per usual. If you have any questions, although I'm not seeing anything new in the chat. So if somebody's there, can just put something in the chat for funsies, so that I know the chat is still working, I would appreciate it. Mr. Ship's going to talk summer school, summer learning. Thanks. You guys are awesome. Funsies.
Good morning. I'm glad to be able to talk to you all this morning about our summer learning and our summer school program. I first want to start off with just the traditional summer school. Yes, we are still going to offer our traditional summer school program, which is a credit recovery program. And in that credit recovery program, students will come in, they'll take a course where they actually have a course failure during this school year, and they will recoup that credit only. We're not replacing grades in our traditional summer school. It's only a credit recovery, so they will still have the number of credits they need to graduate by the end of their 4 years here. Those courses again are very specific in terms of all the required courses for your English, for your math, for social studies, and for science. We don't offer any face-to-face live teaching. Our credit recovery program is done through GradPoint, and so students will go in. They'll have a course. They'll have specific modules that they will take as a part of that program. And then once they complete all those modules, they will then get a credit for that specific course. If students are taking English 2 as a credit recovery, or biology, or math 1 or math 3, and they have not taken the EOC, they'll take the EOC for that course at the end of the credit recovery program. Again, the counselors are working with students now to try to determine if they're going to need to participate in the credit recovery program. So if that is where you know that your students kind of need assistance and need support this summer, please dial into your Alpha counselor in order to get signed up for that credit recovery program. Applications will go live on the website, as Mr. Patton talked about, probably sometime around lunch today as well. A question that I saw in the chat is that, is the credit recovery in person? All of our summer school experiences, unlike last year, will be in person. So there'll be an expectation for students that are participating in either the credit recovery program or in the summer learning experience to be here in the building in person. And our summer school credit recovery runs in two different sessions. There's a morning session that's 3.5 hours long, and then there's an afternoon session that's also 3.5 hours long as well. And so your counselors will be able to better assist you in terms of getting those courses lined up and taking those courses. We also have, as a part of this summer school credit recovery program, students that want to take courses through the North Carolina Virtual Public School. For those courses, you will need to speak to our dean, Miss Vanessa Barnes, and she will get you signed up for those classes as well. But they typically run in the same time frame as our credit recovery program. And again, like I said, because it is GradPoint, but they will actually do the GradPoint here in person with a teacher that will be helped to facilitate not only the learning as students are going through each one of the modules, but also to monitor them working on their assessments at the end of each module as well. The second learning experience that we have is the summer learning extended learning program. Again, that is a little more fluid in terms of not like our credit recovery program. The summer learning experiences is being offered to students that need additional support, that may have not performed as well in a particular course over the school year and need some additional assistance to be prepared for the next course for the 2021-22 school year. The primary focus for our summer learning program are going to be students that are taking courses either in biology or math 1, math 2, math 3, or in English 1, English 2, English 3, and English 4. Those are going to be our focus areas. In addition to, there will be some opportunities for students to take some study skills classes, because again, that's also an area where students may need additional support to be prepared for the content for next school year. We do have a 9th grade component. So if you do have a student that is here at Millbrook and you have a student that's in the 8th grade that is coming to Millbrook next year, we are offering opportunities for our 9th graders that want additional preparation for the 21-22 school year as well. The person that you will need to contact if you're interested in this program is Miss Kirsten Bartney. And again, her information will be made available later on about lunchtime on our website. But again, that's the focus for that particular program. Again, will ask students to then remain kind of all day, because again, they will spend all day providing both content support in those areas, as well as study skill support for those students as well, with the hope and understanding that by the time they finish this program, they'll have a better understanding of the information from this previous school year and be prepared and be in a better place to take those courses for the next school year. Again, for the most part, this particular summer experience is not a credit recovery type program. Really, it's almost, as you think about it, almost like gap learning, that we know that with a number of our students that there were some gaps that just occurred in learning as we moved through our COVID opening in school and COVID experience. And so this summer experience really is about how do we help students support the gaps in their learning to be better prepared for the next course at the beginning of the next school year. Both our credit recovery program and the summer learning experience is going to be a 6-week experience. Students will start class on June the 21st, and classes will end on July the 30th. So again, you'll have a few days after school ends this year, and then you'll have the 2 weeks in August to get ready. But again, this summer experience, both in the grad point as well as in the summer learning program, really is a 6-week program. We are planning for families that are going to participate in either program to participate in a mandatory family meeting on Thursday, June the 17th. We believe the time is going to be 6 p.m., but as we get closer to that date and we see how many families that we're going to be serving in this program, be prepared to participate in that initial meeting as well. Again, as later on today, all that information will go online to the website. But again, just if you have additional questions for your credit recovery, please dial into your Alpha counselor. For students that want to do North Carolina Virtual Public Schools, again, these are typically courses that are for initial first-time credit. We offer that through North Carolina Virtual Public School. You'll contact Ms. Barnes, our Dean of Students. And then for students that want to participate in the summer learning program, you will then contact Ms. Kirsten Bartney in order to get signed up and enrolled and be a part of that process as well. And so with that being said, I'm going to turn this back over. If there are no other questions that we see in the chat, I'm going to turn this now back over to Mr. Patton, and I believe we'll have Ms. Wilson come up and also talk about our freshman tours that are coming up for rising 9th graders for next school year. And Mr. Patton, I'm complete.
Going to come talk about tours.
Okay, so Ms. Wilson is coming next to talk about tours for next school year for our rising 9th graders.
For neither one of these.
Good morning, everyone. Again, I'm Ms. Wilson, one of the assistant principals here at Millbrook High School. Welcome, excuse my attire. This is in celebration of homecoming, Viper Week versus Surfer Week. Just wanted to kind of remind our current 9th grade students and our rising 9th grade students, we have several activities and events going on for you all. The first one will be our in-person tours tomorrow. During our asynchronous day. Tours are from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So if you haven't signed up for an in-person tour, please feel free to do so. We also have our live Google Meet our Wildcat Open House on May 20th from 6 to 7:30. So we hope to see all our current freshmen there and all our rising freshmen there. You'll learn different information about our bell schedule, what next year is going to look like. You'll also hear from teachers, administrators, and counselors regarding your 4-year course of study plan, and get to ask any questions that you would have regarding your years here at Millbrook High School. We also have a tour planned again on May 26th in the evening from 5:30 to 7:30. So we hope to see again all of our current freshman students and all of our rising 9th grade students. I'll ask Mr. Patton to drop that link in the chat box if you would like to sign up for a tour, but hopefully you have already received an invitation to do so. The last thing that I do want to mention is if you came to pick up one of your certificates from the academic celebration back at the end of April, we do apologize. Something came up this morning. So one of the parents were not able to be here, but they will be back here on Friday if you have a certificate to pick up in the front lobby from 7 to 7:30. Again, thank you all and have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you, Mr. Patton.
Of course. Yeah, I'm sure it was great. All right, everybody. I'm back. Okay, I'm back and I need a haircut. All righty. So the credit recovery is in person or is not? Yeah. So credit recovery summer school is on campus. Students will come to campus and they will be in a room with other students and with a teacher, but they take their content through a computer program. The tour slots are 30 minutes long. Is that the length of the tour? Hey, Ms. Wilson. It probably is.
Yes.
The tour slots are 30 minutes long. Are the tours only 30 minutes or do they start every 30 minutes?
They just start every 30 minutes.
Okay, so the tour slots just start every 30 minutes, but the ride is actually a little bit longer than that. Yes, thank you. And I imagine the tour probably is only 20 to 30 minutes, but then there's like Q&A in some other places as well. How is enrollment looking for next school year? Just wondering how numbers will impact electives and AP class availability. Pretty good. The virtual academy enrollment is pretty small, so that obviously presents some real challenges to what courses can and cannot make within the virtual academy. So bad news for virtual academy in some ways. But again, we don't really know. Ms. Midget and Coach Bunting are actively working on that with the district and with some other schools. So we're a long way from really knowing what the virtual academy experience is going to be like. The good news is because most of our students are on campus, the on-campus experiences should be much less impacted. So I anticipate the electives and AP classes that we're used to being offered pretty consistently. But yes, if you've got neighbors who are like, I don't know if we should go back to public school, tell them we definitely need, we want numbers. Numbers matter. That matters for our funding purposes for sure. But they're looking okay. We're looking a little smaller than we have in previous years. I know there's some construction right here next to the school. We're not really sure how that's going to impact us. Just a shout out to everybody. If you've been virtual all year, they're building, I don't know if it's apartments or condos, like right next to the school, across from the Waffle House and the Sheets. So literally on Dixie Forest. And then across Litchford, they're building a huge apartment complex. And so there's a lot of construction, and there's going to be, I would argue, probably notably increased traffic at that already pretty bonkers intersection at Litchford, Atlantic, Old Wake Forest, Dixie Forest, right? Like it's a weird 5-way intersection. The good news is they're supposed to be expanding that intersection and widening Dixie Forest all the way down. So from Dixie Forest at Spring Forest all the way down Old Wake Forest to Capitol is supposed to be getting widening with new sidewalks on each side, but that is not scheduled to be completed until 2023. So just as you're preparing for travel in the coming bit, just know there's a lot of traffic happening at a pretty gnarly intersection. So if you can come in a different way, it might be worth it. Yeah, I think that covers that. I'll do a quick pass through on the weekly message to make sure that we've got everything. Yeah, I'll be right there. Let me finish up here on the YouTubes. Seniors in the weekly message, there's a senior survey. Please complete the senior survey. This is where we send final transcripts and stuff. So I'm going to put that in the chat here. Senior survey. That's a big one. Scholarship reporting, if you can. Tell your counsel. You can submit documentation by emailing pictures of award letters, screenshots of awards to Ms. Cahoon at jcahoonj@wcpss.net. Again, Ms. Wilson talked about Wildcat Open House on the 20th. We got tours on the 13th and the 26th. Yeah. Tomorrow is an asynchronous day. An early ask, will you continue these chats once school is out? Yeah, I kind of think we will. We anticipate some stuff changing over the summer, and I think last year was an interesting experience, right? We knew historically that like school ends in June, and we kind of just all used to turn off through June and July, with the exception of a couple kids doing driver's ed, trying to get their driver's eligibility certificate. Like school was a pretty quiet place until August. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, everything came out. And now we have the opportunity to stay in touch in a pretty easy way, but a pretty meaningful way. And I think this will be an added benefit for all of us moving forward. Because again, we can anticipate things changing and what we're going to do changing through the summer. We don't know what safety protocols are going to health and safety protocols are going to exist come August. We don't know what's going to happen over the summer. So the easiest way to stay in touch and informed and be, especially, I think the chat is really, really valuable. We'll continue to say it, like, we've been able to make some really good decisions this year because we've had your input in this space. And I just kind of feel bad that other schools might not have that, because this is a really neat way to engage stakeholders and there's less friction, right? It's not a meeting you have to be on campus for. So yeah, tell your friends though, because again, like, I love all of you being here, but with 2,400 potential families, like we would really love, like, selfishly, I would love tons of input from tons of parents. So yeah, I think we'll do it. We will not do it the last 2 weeks of June. Well, maybe Ms. King will do it, but I won't do it because I won't be here. But we'll kick back up in July when I'm back for sure. All right, I have some things to do. I've got to go get a kid an elevator pass, amongst other things. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Stay dry out there. I am glad that I wore my board shorts today. Apparently it's raining a good little bit outside. Yeah, if you need anything, email me, email your counselors. You can reach me at cpatton2, cpatton2 at wcpss.net. And we will see you guys next week.